वाहिगुरु जी धन श्री गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी गरीब नवाज सच्चे पातशाह चबर तख्त दे मालिक सच्चे पातशाह ने यह समा बख्शिया आपां नूं अपने पावन पवित्र चरणों में बैठने वास्ते सत संग दियां घड़ियां बख्शियां। सतगुरु जी पातशाह have blessed us all to be sat here today in the charan of Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Sangat ji, today, this month, should I say, we're celebrating 10 years of Basics of Sikhi channel. But what we're going to do first is we're just going to sing a shabad to say where that channel was actually born from. Because for something to have such an impact, सच तां ਇਹ ਆ ਇਹ ਕੇਵਲ ਕਿਸੇ ਕਮਾਈ ਵਾਲੇ ਰੂਹ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਅਸਰ ਆ ਸਕਦਾ ਆ, ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਅਸਰ ਪੈ ਸਕਦਾ ਆ ਸੰਸਾਰ ਉੱਪਰ। Only when somebody has got that inner spiritual earning can they have such an impact on the world. Only when somebody's heart is filled with that longing for the Guru, for Vaheguru. So before we go into telling any Sakhi or anything else, but let's just quickly go through the shabad first, that so that we've got more of a connection to that shabad. This shabad, what was it that Bhai Jagraj Singh Ji had to make this channel so successful? You could argue many different things. It was because of this. It was early days, there wasn't a lot around there. No. But the truth is, when somebody went to Guru Ramdas Ji, aithe Sangat ji, Guru Ramdas Ji Pachi takhtaon pe biraje hoye san. Guru Ramdas Ji Pachi sat on the takht. Sangataं aaiyan, ek Sikh ne puch liya, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਹਨ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਖਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਹਾਂ, ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਸਿੱਖ ਹਾਂ. And they said, Guru Ramdas, there's many of us that today that we call ourselves a Sikh. So somebody came and asked Guru Ramdas Ji, Maharaj, there's many people that call themselves a Sikh, but is there any minimum requirement for us to carry out, for us to call ourselves a Sikh? ਉਹ ਸਿੱਖ ਨੇ ਪੁੱਛ ਲਿਆ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮਹਾਰਾਜ ਸਿੱਖ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਨੇ ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਖਾਉਂਦੇ ਨੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਹਾਂ, ਪਰ ਇਹੋ ਜੀ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਘੱਟ ਤੋਂ ਘੱਟ ਕਰਨੀ ਪਵੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖ ਅਖਾ ਸਕੀਏ? ਗੁਰੂ ਰਾਮਦਾਸ ਜੀ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ ਬੋਲੇ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਿੱਖੋ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਦੇਖੋ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੇ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਅਖਾਉਣਾ ਆ ਨਾ, if you are to call yourself a Sikh, then Guru Ramdas Ji said, Gur Satgur Ka Jo Sikh Akhaye So Palke Uth Har Naam Tyave. Maharaj Ji said, Guru Ramdas Ji said, Gur Satgur Ka. If you are to refer yourself as a Sikh of the Guru, Gur Satgur Ka जो सिख अखाए, जी कहना आ आई एम अ सिख ऑफ द गुरु, कि मैं गुरु का सिख हाँ, कहते सो भल के उठ। भलके का की अर्थ है? भलके, what does भलके mean? Everyone knows that, yeah? What does भलके mean? Huh? What time in the morning? Yeah, what's early in the morning? What time at, because 9 a.m. could be early for someone. Yeah, when's Amrit Vela? 4? So it's normally accordingly to the sun, but because of these countries, because of the sun rises so varied, let's just say around 3 to 6 a.m. right? And ਉਹ ਰੋ ਪਿਆ, ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਉੱਠਣਾ ਇੰਨੀ ਛੇਤੀ। ਉਹ ਵਿਚਾਰਾ he's crying out loud, ਹੋਰ ਸਾਰੇ ਅੰਦਰੋਂ ਰੋਂਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਐਵੇਂ ਸਿੱਖ ਨੇ ਪੁੱਛ ਲਿਆ। So most of us are thinking, why did that Sikh have to go and ask Guru Ramdas Ji that question? We could have just carried on getting up whatever time we want and still called ourselves a Sikh. Unhe panga paata. I bet you there were some Sikhs sitting there that time that said, oh, ye to kade puchhiya? They probably said, why did you ask? Because then Maharaj Ji gave the answer. This is Gur, Sat Gur Ka, Jo Sikh Akhaye. So palke uth. So Sangat Ji palke. Bhagat Farid Ji spoke about this. Bhagat Farid Ji spoke about the earlier hours of the morning. Oh, jada swer da samaya. Farid Ji kende jada that morning time kende raat. Farida raat kathuri vandi hai. Suttiya mile na pao. Raat means Shatira, raat means night. But night here referring to the Amrit Vela 3 to 6 or 2 to 6 lalo jidda bhi. Kende raat kathuri vandi hai. What's kathuri? Can you work it out from the translations? Which word is kathuri? Sorry? Musk. So musk was a fragrance that they used that was taken out of a very specific type of deer, and the gland from that deer was taken out of the throat, and that was used to make perfume. So that was referred to as kathuri. Farid Ji said Raat kathuri vandiye. They said that kathuri is distributed at night. So they said at Amrit Vela, the musk is distributed. Has anybody ever come across the fragrance of musk in the morning when they wake up? Anyone? Nah. Is Farid Ji lying? Is Farid Ji lying? No. So what musk is this? What kathuri is this? Farida raat kathuri vandiye sutya mile na pao. So Sangat Ji, this kathuri is before the sunrise. Who's ever woke up before the sunrise and just sat in the morning, just sat to do some sort of Bani or Simran, or just sat in silence? Who's done that? Who's tried it? There's a fragrance in the air, not a literal fragrance. There's no scent of musk, is there? But before the sunrise, our body is more settled because there's no release of cortisol yet. If our body functions correctly, if it's not imbalanced, and I know a lot of people experience nowadays insomnia and then their sleep patterns all a mess because we're watching and looking at our screens till late at night. But as the sun starts to set, there's melatonin that is released in our body to help us to sleep. As the sun starts to rise, there's cortisol that is released in our body to help us to get into the mode of this driving mode to be able to survive in this world. So before the sunrise, there's no cortisol's not been released yet. So our body's naturally just at rest and peace. It hasn't got that mad drive. So there's science behind these gallan. And there's just something about that time before the sun rises, a few hours before. There's more of a potential to connect to your deeper self. I'm sure you've experienced that, right? It's not the same. When ਜਦੋਂ ਸੂਰਜ ਚੜ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਉਦੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਬੈਠਨੇ ਆ ਪਾਠ ਕਰਨ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਉਹ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਣਦੀ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੱਲ ਸੂਰਜ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਚੜਨ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗੱਲ ਬਣਦੀ ਆ. Would you agree? It's different, isn't it? So what I'm saying to you all is the Guru has told us something that wake up early hours of the morning. Why? Kyun? So we can help who? ਕਿਹਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਆ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਵੇਰ ਨੂੰ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤ ਵੇਲੇ ਉੱਠਣਾ ਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ? Right, who do you think? Sorry? Paji, who for? Yeah, for ourselves. And a lot of people, it's hard for us to sometimes admit this to ourselves. Be clear on this. ਆਪਾਂ ਸਵੇਰ ਨੂੰ ਜਦੋਂ ਉੱਠਣਾ ਆ ਕਿਹਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਉੱਠਣਾ? ਗੁਰੂ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ? ਕਿਹਦੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ? ਡੋਂਟ ਬੀ ਸ਼ਾਈ, ਬੋਲੋ। ਹਾਂ ਆ ਬੋਲਿਆ ਸ਼ੇਰ ਮਨਪ੍ਰੀਤ। ਹੈ ਵੀ ਥਿੰਕ ਟੂ ਮਚ, ਆਪਾਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ, ਪਰ ਉਹ ਬਲਜਿੰਦਰ ਕੀ ਕਹੂਗਾ ਜੇ ਮੈਂ ਹੁਣ ਬੋਲ ਪਿਆ? Forget Baljinder, just say it. Is there any actually Baljinders in this house? In the house? No, it's all right. It's normally Joginder we use, isn't it? That's normally the example that gets used. Any Joginders in the house? No. Right, look, don't be shy. Yeah, and this is what we've come here to do. Appa Guru kol auna kaade vaste? Why have we come here? Because we want to reduce what? We want to reduce what? Our what? What do we want to get rid of? What do we want to get rid of? Huh? Isn't that a trick question? What do we want to get rid of? Huh? Yeah, homemade, our ego. And when there's no ego, you'll just say it. Because you're just ready to let go. We're here to let go. Maharaj, look what does Maharaj say? Maharaj kende tin antar homemade. Bolo tin antar homemade. Tin antar homemade. कंडा है। हाँ, it's a हे by the way, लाम या दुलाम नहीं, है नहीं बोलना, हे बोलना। Alright, so तिन अंतर हो में खंडा नहीं, कंडा। I've heard so many people जब ये पंक्ति पढ़ते हैं ना, कई अपने बड़े भी पाठी इन्हें बोलते खंडा है, नहीं खंडा नहीं का साढ़े अंदर। महाराज कहते कंडा, कंडा की हुंदा? What's a कंडा? हैं? A thorn. महाराज कहते तिन अंतर हो में, बोलो तिन अंतर हो में, हाँ कंडा है। Most of you thought, oh my God, I've been saying kanda all this time. आज पता लगा? नहीं, कंडा है। So there's this thorn of ego. What is it that hurts so much? You know, there's studies, the scientists, they've come to discover, and they call it that part in our brain that we refer to as, when we identify with the ego, which is the frontal part of the brain. And they say the more that is highlighted inside of our brain, okay, and what we refer to the ego, it actually gets highlighted in the brain. The more we are prone to depression, the more that kanda goes in, then antar home kanda hai, wo chobda badaya. We come here to get rid of that. Do you agree? We've come in, unnu apa chhaddana aaya, oh home da kanda kaddana aaya. So hun boliyo, are we going to do it for ourselves, or are we going to do it for the Guru? We're going to do it for ourselves. So Amrit Vela, Maharaj kende ya, first thing, Gur Satgur ka jo Sikh akhaye, so palke uth har Naam te aave, you meditate on the name of God. You start getting rid of the layers of your ego. So you meditate on who? You're going to meditate on Sat Naam. On whose Naam? Kede Naam te appa we're going to meditate on who? Sat Naam. Because when I'm meditating on myself, Bhai Baljit Singh, speaker, that's not Satnam. That's my name. Maharaj saying, who are we gonna appa kenu namaskar karni swere? Namastang anamme. Bolo namastang anamme. Guru Gobind Singh Ji said, we want to go to that jithe koi naam hi nahi haiga. Because all the things that we identify with, that all those are our names. I am body, I am brown, I am male, I am the best speaker in the world. He actually agrees. Thanks. That's why we always bring him. He helps for that thorn to go deeper inside. Then antar home kanda hai kanda haan hor chubbe na de andar kanda hai na Bhaji, you're the best. Tade vargi nahi koi katha karta. Yeah, I know, but no, but in the morning we've got to do the opposite to that. In the morning, we're getting rid of that because we're going to meditate on Har Naam Tiyave and Keda Naam Sat Naam. We want to get to the truth. We want to keep getting rid of that. Avani Rab. This ain't God. This ain't God. This ain't. Oh, and then we get to Sat Naam. Then Antar Home Kanda hai. Jo chale chubbe dukh paave jamkaal seh sir danda hai. Jo challa chubbe dukh paave. The more we get stuck in our ego, the more it hurts. Think about it. Now when somebody challenges me and to say that, Baljit Singh, you know that we've started to listen to Sukhdeep Singh instead of you now. The more I identify with that, but I am Pracharak and I am the best Pracharak. Soon as somebody tells me that, what's going to happen? Chubbana hai na? Jo challa chubba dukh paave. And फिर उत्तों तो कहना पैंदा हाँ सुनिया करो वो भी बहुत सोहनी करदा कथा. I'm just giving you real life examples. You think, oh my God, वो कादे उत्ते हो गया? वो चुप ही जांदा था अंदर होर. But Marji said, no, in the morning, there's a fragrance in the air. There's something that helps you at that time in the morning that can help you to get rid of all those things that you identify with and go deeper and go to who? Go to who? Let's all try go to that place. Let's go to who? Vaheguru. Kede kol jana? Vaheguru. Japiye? Aao, pet siddhi kariye ji. Straighten your backs. Chaunkada maar lo. Straighten your backs. Pet siddhi karke. And aram na beh jao. आओ जी प्यार नाल जपीए जी वाहिगुरु 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 Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru. दर्शन देखने का चाहो मन बैराग पिया. दर्शन देखने का चाहो मन बैराग पिया. Behind that voice should say, my ego until today has only caused me pain. I want you. ਜਦੋਂ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਨਾ ਪਿੱਛੋਂ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਆਉਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਆ. कि मेरी हौमे ने तो मैनू केवल दुख ही दिता। हे परमेश्वर, हे वाहिगुरु, मैनू तेरे नाल मिलाप करा दे। जो बह के जपना ना सवेर when we recite in the morning, put your hands together and say, Hey Guru Nanak Sache Paatshah, I don't know how to meditate on God's name. And say, Aap japaye, jape so naam. Bolo, Aap japaye, jape so. Aap gavaye, so har gun gao. Aap gavaye, so har gun gao. Say to Guru Nanak Dev Ji, when you wake in the morning, sit down. एक जगह तुसी अपने घर विच बना लो. Make a space in your home. Allocate a dedicated space in your home where you sit down to meditate every day. Sit down in that spot. Suchi jagah koi rakho. A place that is cleansed. It's not essential, these things, but these things will help. People ask, what's the main question that comes always, that our mind doesn't settle? What can we do? Sit down in the same spot every day around the same time. Put something down. Kuch vishal lo, koi chadar vishal lo, koi shawl vishal lo, koi pama tauliya vishal lo. Put something down, a towel or a shawl or something. Put it down. Sit on that space. Put some nice incense on. Put some toof on. Jot jagalo. Light a lamp of ke wali jot jagao, of ghee, and sit there. Just look at that lamp for a while, let it settle your mind. Akhamito, close your eyes. And say, Hey Guru Nanak, I don't know how to meditate on your name. Menu naam nahi japna aunda. Aap japaye, jape so naam. You show me. And sach karke manu, when you put your hands together like this, you humble yourself before the Guru. Kar sadhu Anjali pun vadda hai. Bolo, kar sadhu Anjali pun vadda hai. Guru de agge hath jod. Don't think that Guru Nanak isn't there. Guru Gobind Singh Ji said that I'm going to be with you. Even I'm going to be there as that formless. But we got to reach out. Hath jod liyo. Put your hands together in the morning. Like this. Because the Guru is telling us how to do it. Kar sadhu Anjali punvadda. What does Anjali mean? There's no one here called Angela, is there? No Angela's here. It's not talking about Angela. This is Anjali. What's Anjali? What's Anjali? When you put your hands together, not just matha tek like this. You're going to put your hands together, hath jod ke. Why? Because this helps us to do what? Kaam, krodh, nagar, bahut bharya. Because our body is filled with kaam, with desires. Lustful thoughts. Krodh with anger. Guru kende ya, you want to get rid of that? Neeme ho jo. Humble yourself. Kende kar sadhu. Put your hands together. You know how Baba Nand Singh Ji, sometimes, when we stand in Ardas, we can barely put our hands together. We put our hands together like this in the Ardas. You know how Baba Nand Singh Ji used to fold their hands? They used to fold their arms. Baba Nand Singh Ji Ardas vich kei vari pauna ਘੰਟਾ khadde sige. Baba Nand Singh Ji used to sometimes stand for 45 minutes before Guru Granth Sahib Ji like this. With their arms together up to their elbows, koniya. Up to their elbows, they used to have their hands together like this. And they used to say to Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Jeta, Samund, Sagar, Neer Bharya, Tete, Augan Hamare, Daya Karo, Kichh Mehar Upaavhu, Dubde, Patthar. Just sing these lines. Apa pad liye hai. Aur paase nu chal gayi katha par. Chalo, padho bhai.
Daya karo किछ
मेहर
पावो डूब दे पत्थर तारे दया करो किछ मेहर पावो दे पत्थर तारे दया करो किछ महर उपावो डुब दे पत्थर तारे डुब दे पत्थर तारे डुब दे पत्थर तारे जेता समुंद सागर नीर परया
जेता समुंद सागर नीर परया
जेता समुंद सागर नीर परया जेता समुंद सागर नीर परया तेते औगण हमारे तेते औगण हमारे हमारे तेते औगण हमारे तेते औगण हमारे दया करो किछ महर उपावो डुब दे पत्थर तारे दया करो किछ महर उपावो डुब दे पत्थर तारे डुब दे पत्थर तारे डुब दे पत्थर तारे
So Baba Nand Singh Ji would stand. Sometimes for 45 minutes they would be saying shabads like this to Guru Granth Sahib Ji. Daya karo. Bless me, shower me with your mercy. So many people still here think today, still, and I think, you know what, Baljit Singh, you keep saying this, you keep talking about this. And I think, you know what, maybe you've said it enough now, but no. Because still when I speak to people, so many people are still beating themselves up. So many people are still thinking that there's no hope for them. So many people are still thinking, am I going to get out of the place, the situation that I've gotten myself in, where I am? Can I escape this? Baba Nand Singh Ji said, we talk about today's age, we speak about positivity. Sangat Ji, there's no bigger positivity than doing Ardas. Ardas is the most positive thing you'll ever do in your life. People say be positive. Being positive is doing Ardas. But you know how you do that Ardas? How? Kende na ek pind vich pata nahi kinna sama ho gaya meen nahi pya. There was a village, it hadn't rained in that village. How do you do Ardas? There was a village, it hadn't rained in that village for so many months and months. Pind wale ikatthe hoye, the villagers come together, they said, apne hi pind vich ek sadhu aa. There's a great sage in our village, and they say that great sage, they said no matter whatever he says and comes out of his mouth, Nanak, Das, Mukh te jo bole iha uha sach hoge. They said, let's go to him and say our crops are being and getting ruined. Let's ask him, kende apne khet sare kharab ho gaye, meen nahi pya, kende sadhu kol chaliye, kende oh meen pwa danda aya. They said, let's go to him, let's ask him to make it rain. All the villagers, they come together, they go to the sadhu, kende sadhu, kende tusi karni wale ho, you are somebody that possesses so many powers and spiritual powers, and it is said that God is very close to you and listens to you. Rab tade bahut nede a, Rab tadi gal sunda a. Pind wale kende benti a, sanu pata nahi assi khana kitthon a, where are we going to eat from? मींह नहीं पिया, कुछ करो, मींह पा दो, मेक इट रेन। साधु कहंदा इदां थोड़ा गल बन जूगी। The sadhu said, it ain't gonna work like this. कहंदे की होया, की गलती हुई साडे कोलों? कहंदे तुसीं अपनियां छतरियां नहीं लैके आए, you've not brought your umbrellas. कहंदे समझ नहीं पई, कहंदे हुणी, कहंदे तुहाडे च भरोसा है नहीं, you've got no faith. You've come to ask me but your heart's still saying, will it even happen? Are we going to be ruined? What's going to happen? He said, you've come to me but you're still thinking, you've still got a doubt in your mind, will it happen? Can he actually make it rain? Will God actually make it rain? He said, nay. He said, when you're ready from inside, bring your umbrellas with you and then we'll make it happen. Sangat ji, Ardas karni hai? Do you Ardas? Ada, Rara, Dadda, Sassa. 4 letters. Ada, Rara, Dadda, Sassa, Ardas. There's a kanna in there, but don't worry about that too much. Ada. Who is it? Ardas means our cry, our plea. Kede agge Ardas karni hai? Before whom are we going to put our plea? Before Ada, Antarjami. Ada, yeah, bolo, Ada, kat ke antar ki, janat phale bure ki, peer pachanat. That one that already knows everything, you can't trick that one. So if you've got a doubt in your mind, the Antarjami knows. So you can't create that and you can't make that Ardas happen then. Because the one that's going to listen to you is already inside of you. Pekhat, sunat, sada hai sange main moorkh janiya, duri re. This fool thought of that one to be far, but that one was so close. Pekhat, sunat, always listening to me. I'm saying I want it to rain. I'm saying I want my anxiety to go. Your inside is saying I don't think it can ever go. And the Antarjami is saying you're doing an Ardas, but your inside is actually saying that no, it can't happen. So the Antarjami is still listening to that. And that's what's going to then manifest. And then you're going to say, but I came and I did my Ardas. I was speaking to someone. They were saying that, you know what? They're saying we're going to go to Guru Granth Sahib Ji, we're going to do Ardas because we've just had enough now, we need guidance. I go, that's amazing. I go, please go. I go, but you've got to shift your mindset from inside before you get there. पर जे अंदरों मन ही नहीं ताड़ा बदलिया, तुसी गुरु कोल भी आ जाओगे, फिर आपां की करना है? They were going to say गुरु सुनदा नहीं. I was speaking to somebody last week. His Paji, he said, I'm losing my faith now. He goes, मैं बहुत अरदासां कीतियां, I've done so many अरदासां, so many pleas. He goes, but Guru's just not listening to me. He goes, I think I'm just at the edge now where my faith is completely breaking. I said, does your inside match with what you're saying on the outside? Your inside doesn't actually believe that what you're asking for can happen. Because what you've just told me in your words, I've already found that. He said, you're right, because I didn't even realize what I was doing. And then you know what we're going to say? We're going to say, no, the Guru doesn't listen. But Bhagat Kabir Ji say, can you guess the Pankti? Sacha Satgur kya kare, jo sikha mein hai chook. Bhagat Kabir Ji, he's always there. He won't let us move an inch this way. He says, Sacha Kabir, Sacha Satgur kya kare, jo sikha mein chook. He goes, the shortcoming was in the disciple. He goes, not in the Guru. He goes, what is the Guru meant to do now? Kabir Sacha Satgur kya kare, jo sikha mein chook. Chook means that the fault is in the Sikh. And I'm saying the Guru didn't listen. Jin man hor, mukh hor, se kande, kacheya. Marji said, look, you're still kacha hai. Kacha is you're still unripe. You've got to come fully ripe to the Guru with full faith. And then, Sangat Ji, I'm not just doing katha to myself. Is this making sense to you guys? Are you able to relate to this, what we're saying? Has there been a mind shift already for some of you? Do you think now you're going to start doing your Ardas in a slightly different way? Put your hand up if that's helped you. Wow, and this is what Sangat's for. I didn't plan this katha. I had a complete different Sakhi planned. Because I do Ardas. I say, Maharaj, let me speak only that what the Sangat actually needs. Don't let my ego come in the way when I sit on stage. My wife has to deal with it enough at home. Not on the stage at least. Yeah? Sacha Sadguru Ada. What's Ada? Antarjami means the inner knower. So you can't trick that one. You have to inline. Kathe karne paine andron. Appa kai vari kehne na. I've heard somebody say this last week. Nahi unne kithe badalna hon. वो तो हुन ओदी तो उम्र लंघ गई हुन वो तो हुन बुढ़ा हो गया उन्हें किथे बदलना. Is that true? Is that true that somebody can't change when they get to a certain age? Is that the truth? Who believes that when somebody gets to a certain age there's no changing them? No, it's not. It's of course they can change. Because if we say they can't change, ਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਦਲ ਸਕਦੇ ਫਿਰ ਕੀ ਕਰਨਾ ਰੱਬ ਨੂੰ ਫਿਰ ਤਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਰੱਬ ਉਹਦਾ ਅੰਤ ਆ. then we're saying ਰੱਬ then we're saying God is limited. then we're saying you can make this whole universe but you can't make my husband change. You can create this crazy game पांच तत्व को तन रचियो जान हो चतुर सजान. You can make this play of 5 elements and create a human being out of those 5 elements, but there's no way you're going to make my wife change. Does that make sense? That doesn't make sense. Of course it can happen. So we've got it. Ada Antarjami, Rara, Rakhanahara. Tu mera Rakha. Sabni thai ta pao keha kara jiyo. Rakha. We've got to have that full faith that you know everything about me from inside. Rakhanara, you are going to protect me. You're going to come to the Guru like this. You are, no doubt. Yeah? You are going to save me. You are going to protect me. Yeah? Tu mera rakha, you are my protector. Where? Sapni thai, in all places. Ta, then pao keha, then what fear? Kara, what anxiety? Ta pao keha kara ji, then what anxiety do I need to have? When I truly believe you are my protector. So we've done Ada, Rara. Rara is Rakha. Tu mera rakha, sabni. Ada, Rara, फिर आ गया Dada. And then Dada is Dada Data ek hai sabko devanhar. Dada is Data, you are the giver, you are the provider, you provide, no one else, it's you that provides. You know, I had an amazing joke today. And that joke was like, a few people came together, some scientists, and they managed to, it's not like true, by the way. It's like, I know some of you are quite gullible and you're probably thinking, Baljit Singh ne jo kiya fir sachi ho. No, look. And they said they made something out of clay, and they said, you know, we're able to now actually start creating, scientists said we're able to start creating our own version of human beings now. So, and they went to God and they said, look, we can retire you now. And God said, that's fine, get your own soil as well, I'm taking mine with me. Look, ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਰੱਬ ਹੈ ਨਾ, it's God that is the giver. Might give through someone, but it's God. Dadda Data, there's only one giver. You got to go with that complete faith that you are the giver and you will give. You will provide. Dadda. And then what's left? Sassa. Isongyashi. Hello. Sassa. Sassa translates to samosa. Tegbir said samosa. Oh, right, Santok did. Right, so put your hands up if you think it's samosa. Put your hands up if you think you have to, if you're going to do Ardas, if you have to bring a samosa to the Guru. Alright, no, it's not, alright? Thank you, boys. Sassa Samarpat. Samarpat means you come with complete surrender to the Guru. You say that I'm completely now giving up my little mind of saying that no, it can't happen, but what about this, what about that? Complete surrender, I'm leaving it now to you. Complete faith, leaving it to you. That's an Ardas. That's an Ardas. ਆਪਾਂ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਠੀਕ ਕਰ ਦੋ, ਅੰਦਰ ਬੋਲਦਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਮੈਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਠੀਕ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ। ਇਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਹੁੰਦੀ। ਜਿਨ ਮੁਖ ਹੋਰ, mouth is saying something else, ਜਿਨ ਮੁਖ ਹੋਰ, ਮਨ ਹੋਰ, the mind is saying something else, the thoughts are going crazy, saying no, it can't happen, I know it's all over for me, ਮੇਰੇ ਲਈ ਬਸ finish ਹੈ, ਹੁਣ finish ਹੈ ਮੈਂ। Who's ever said that in their life? That's it, it's over, there's no hope for me, it's finished. Right? Be brave. I told you before, we've come here to take out the homemade. I'm not going to lie to you guys. It's not easy for me to admit that and put my hand up that I've been into that place. Sokha nahi ithe stage te beh ke keh dena karke homemade, that ego gets so embedded, but I'm a pracharak. Oh my God, I can't tell people that I've actually thought like that once in my life, that there's no hope for me now and it's all over and there's no return, that's it, my life's done, I'm never going to get out of this. It's not easy, but that's why when you sit in the Sangat and you communicate with the Sangat, it's the best way to let go of that ego. And that's the truth. And I know from speaking to so many people that actually have that thought at some point in their life. It's okay. Because now, look, we're working on some steps for our well-being from Guru Arjan Dev Ji. Our first step is awareness that look, I'm in this state. And someone has to bring that awareness for you sometimes, or you come to that awareness yourself. So sometimes you come to that state that, oh look, I'm feeling like this, and that's called then that self-awareness. You come to that state of awareness, oh look, I am feeling like this. The Guru doesn't shy away from bringing that awareness to us, and that's called, first thing is awareness, and then it's that surrender. Yeah, look, I do get these thoughts sometimes. Look, you know the Guru's Bani? It's amazing. That's why, I'm going to stay on stage here, I'm so confident that we, as a community, as Sikhs, we're going to have our own mental well-being program based on Guru Granth Sahib Ji's Bani that will one day, soon, get recognized globally, and in the NHS it will be used. That's how much faith I've got. Because the Guru tells us and brings us to that awareness. First the Guru says, Hum andale. It's not easy, is it, to say that? I'm blind. I ain't got a clue, mate. I'm getting it all wrong. Because you know, who does this to themselves? They miss their part, they miss their Bani. Instead of living that day, in the whole day in their mind, they beat themselves up and says, I can't believe I didn't get to do part. You know, so many Sikhs live their life thinking, I didn't do enough, I didn't think I'd done it right, and I don't think I got up at the right time. How many Sikhs live like that? We're not even living. We're not even living. You just missed out on an hour in the morning, but you decide to live it for the rest of the day. Does that make sense? Think about it. Look at the logic. Is there logic in that? You're saying that because I missed the morning, I'm going to miss my whole day of living. Does it make sense to do that? Would Vaheguru rather you live the rest of the day consciously and enjoy, or beat yourself up for the rest of the day? What do you think? It's number 1 or 2? Vaheguru would rather you live your life in joy even if you missed your part in the morning. Doesn't that make more sense? It's hard to admit, isn't it? Because we're so conditioned and programmed. Most Sikhs are thinking, oh my God, I didn't get it right. I didn't do it at the right time. I didn't do enough. I didn't say correctly. And they live their whole life, their whole day like that. The Guru says, come into this awareness that I'm actually doing that to myself. First step is knowing that I'm beating myself up. Hum andale. I am ignorant. Hum andale and bikhe bikarate. What's bik? What's bik? Sorry? Yeah. And the Guru says first, look people, this what's negative? Positivity. Negative positivity is pretending I'm okay and telling the whole world, I'm doing great. You could be having the worst day of your life. Somebody asks you, how are you? And what do you say? What do you say? I'm fine. And as Sikhs, there's more pressure because you think you're supposed to be in forever rising spirits. So you think, yeah, I'm doing great. And some of us even say, Chardi Kala, Chardi Kala, and you're inside saying, Nahi Chardi Kala. Yeah. The Guru says, first, come to that awareness, I am drinking some poison. Bike. You know, that's positivity. Positivity doesn't mean saying, I'm doing great. I'm gonna smash it. You know, you watch, I'm gonna get £1 million next month. And you're inside saying, Pata nahi, roti milni ke nahi, agle mahine. Yeah, that's that's not positivity. Positivity is saying, yeah, look, I'm drinking poison at the moment. I keep beating myself up. I'm really bad to myself. Isn't that a poison that you drink? Isn't that a poison that you drink? It's a poison, isn't it? And then somebody will say, well, Baljit Singh, what about, aren't you supposed to feel guilty? Are you? Should you feel guilty if you miss your part? Who thinks yes, you should? Sorry? Alright, so guilt might bring you into the awareness to reflect. If you remain in guilt, you're gonna have less chances of actually doing what you want to do. Does that make sense? Why? Thodi break hogi katha na? Theek hai? Huh? You said challu, that's not good feedback. You know what break means? Yeah. Is it okay? He said it's alright. Why? Okay, listen to this carefully. It's a bit deep. Why have you got less chance of actually achieving what you want spiritually if you're too busy feeling guilty and feeling bad? Why? Because it's a negative thought. It's going to create negative energy. When you're in negative energy, you're going to have low energy. You're going to have less drive and ability to actually get up and do what you actually are feeling bad about. How crazy is that? That's how it works though. So instead, if you just said, some people say, they come up to say, Baljit Singh, the Guru's so unhappy with me, the Guru must be so unhappy with me. I said, like, yeah, I'm sure he is, like, if you're going on like that. Probably not as unhappy as like you actually what you're unhappy for, but yeah, for being in that state, yes. Use that initial guilt to reflect and say, I'm not going to feel bad. I'm not going to feel guilty. I don't need to. But you know what? You've been conditioned, and even older certain people and pracharaks even told you, you should feel bad. You should feel guilty. I've been speaking to somebody recently, and she said, Paji, tell me about hukam, tell me about this. I go, Benji, no, at the moment, all you need to know about is it's okay to laugh. And she's like, oh, okay. I was like, that's all you need at the moment. You don't need to burden yourself with trying to work out what divine will is. I said, Benji, just laugh. And she thought that you have to be serious in Sikhi. It's okay. It's okay not to feel guilty if you've missed your part, but instead reflect and put some positive steps in that you're more likely to achieve what you want to do. Because if you do it with that mindset, you're more likely to achieve than actually getting up and doing what you want to do. Because you're now doing it with a more uplifted spirit. Because you know what the second pankti is to that shabad? Because you all thought now, if we don't rise early in the morning before sunrise, we're not allowed to call ourselves a Sikh, because that's what you told us that Guru Ramdas Ji said. No. Guru Ramdas Ji said, what I want out of you is Uddam kare, palke prabhati ishnan kare, Amrit sar nave. Guru Ramdas Ji said, I want you to make an effort. If you miss it one day, it doesn't mean now, like if I missed Amrit Vela today and Rajan comes up to me and says, what you doing? And I'm like, yeah, just, bro, guess I'm not Sikh today. He's like, huh? No, aaj nahi. Kal nu shayad. And then he meets me in 3 days and he's like, hun pata nahi, hun ta 3 din ho gaye, main nahi Sikh. It's not a game. There's going to be, Guru Ramdas Ji said, is there an effort? Are we trying to switch off our screens earlier before we go to bed? Are we making an attempt to have a gap of our food before we go to bed? What are we eating? Somebody said, Paji, how do we get up in the morning? I said, your whole lifestyle has to help you to get up in the morning. What are you watching? What are you listening to? What are you eating? When are you eating it? When are you switching off your phone? All these things will contribute to help you. If you're not making some form of effort at all and you write it off and you say that, no, waking up early in the morning, it's not needed, it's not even a concept of Sikhi, then we should question ourselves, do I call myself one of these? Does that make sense? If you're putting in some form of steps and conscious effort, then you can all say, I'm trying to be a Sikh. मैं कोशिश करता हूँ. You don't have to feel so bad anymore, do you? उद्दम करे पलके प्रभाती, इशनान करे अमृतसर नावे. Sangat ji, what I was going to share with you was that, just very quickly, because they've told us that, we should finish at 8. But today, because it's party, आज दा party है, आज कितने time देखना है, बाद च देख लूँगा, कि नहीं राजन? Huh? You always say to me, I don't like this whole time restriction. We have today, आज 10 साल हुए या Basics of Sikhi the channel nu. So who has been affected by Basics of Sikhi channel in their life? Look, why have we all been affected by that channel? Because you know what? Jagraj Singh Ji lived by these words. People say we want to do prachar. People say we want to create and have an effect in the world. Jagraj Singh used to wake up 3 o'clock in the morning and he used to get on his bike from his home, ride something like half an hour his bike to Park Avenue Gurdwara. Get there for 4 a.m., not 4 p.m. get there for 4 a.m. and sit there and do 1 hour Simran. And then he'd stay back. He'd do his Nitnem Baniya. He'd ride back home. And then he'd go to the office, then he'd go to work. What did he have? Gur Sat Gur Ka Jo Sikh Akhaye So Palke Ut Har Naam Te Aave Uddam Kare Palke Parbhati Ishnan Kare Amrit Sarnave Upadesh Guru Har Har Jap Jape Sab Kilivik Paap Dokh Leh Jave. Upadesh Guru, the Guru's order was Upadesh Guru Har Har Jap Jape, meditate on God's name. How do we meditate on God's name? What's the formula? Gaviye, bolo gaviye, suniye, man rakhiye, pao. Let's translate this. Gaviye, sing it out loud. Vaheguru, Vaheguru, uchchi bolo, pyar de naal. Pyar de uchchi bolo, gaviye, suniye. Listen back to it, mean be conscious of what you are saying. Don't let it just go empty. Be conscious to what you are saying. Sing it consciously, not unconsciously. And pure dhyan de naal, and then man rakhiye pao with full devotion. That means mere Guru ne kya ya, aida naam japna ya, this is gonna get me to God. That's it. That with that much devotion. Mere Guru ne kahta, and you know what? Purab Karam Ankur Jab Parkate Petyo Purkh Rask Bairagi. Sometimes a seed sprouts from your past lives. Because when Jagraj Singh sat still, Mona didn't have his case. Sangat ji, there's a lot of Sangat that still feel that they're judged when they come into Sangat. With my hand on my heart, doesn't matter what you look like. Doesn't matter whether you come here with your case or no case. There's zero judgment from us. Zero. We're all just human beings. We're all human beings. Ai Panthi Sagal Jamati. We're all part of the same class, which is the human class. We're all brothers and sisters. There's zero judgment here. And those that even feel it, let them know you're not going to get that here. With full devotion. He sang with full devotion, and he would speak of something just opening and tingling at the top of his head. He said it would feel like something's bursting at the top of his head. And tears would just roll down his face. And he said, I couldn't identify who I am anymore, because there was just this bliss of oneness. Because he had so much faith in the Guru. Gur karman mor Guru Bhinaa main nahi ho. He would say this pankti. He'd say Guru Gur karman mor. He'd even say, he says, even if you don't say Vaheguru fully sometimes, he could just sit there and say Guru. I've seen Mahapurkhs that are asleep, that are snoring, but you put your ear close to them, and from their breath, there's so much in love. Something I've heard myself. You know what you could hear? Tan Guru Nanak. Tan Guru Nanak. They're asleep. In their sleep, they are chanting. In their breath, Tan Guru Nanak. Tan Guru Nanak. Tan Guru Nanak. Tan Guru Nanak. But most of us today are chanting Netflix. Now we want to switch that. Let's switch it. Let's, Japiyo Jin Arjan Dev Guru, Fir Sankat Jon Garb na Ayo. He had that much faith in the Guru. He says, just say Guru Arjan Dev Ji. And he says, you're done. He'd say, just sit there, just say Guru Arjan Dev. He goes, bas, kala Guru Arjan Dev Ji japi jao. ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ, ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ, ਧੰਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਰਜਨ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ. That's why Basics of Sikhi's channel today has 42 million views. ਉਹਨੇ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਿਆ ਸੀ. ਫਿਰ ਚੜੇ ਦਿਵਸ ਗੁਰਬਾਣੀ ਗਾਵੇ, ਬਹਿੰਦੇ ਉੱਠਦੇ ਹਰ ਨਾਮ ਤੇ ਆਵੇ, ਜੋ ਸਾਸ ਗਰਾਸ ਧਿਆਈ ਮੇਰਾ ਹਰ ਹਰ, ਸੋ ਗੁਰਸਿੱਖ ਗੁਰੂ ਮਨ ਭਾਵੇ. So Sangat ji, we're going to sing Basta Tuti Chumpdi Cheer Sab China. So those of you that might feel tired, if you need to stretch your legs, ਲੱਤਾਂ ਸਿੱਧੀ ਕਰਕੇ ਨਾ ਦੁਆਰਾ ਚੌਂਕੜੀ ਮਾਰ ਲਓ. It's alright, ਸਿੱਧੀਆਂ ਕਰ ਲਓ ਥੋੜੀਆਂ, ਚੌਂਕੜੀ ਮਾਰ ਲਓ. ਐਨ ਇਕਾਗਰਤਾ, let's just fully focus. If you need to stretch your back, stretch your back. I sat and I told this Sakhi in front of Jagraj Singh, and he said it pierced his heart. And he said because it pierced his heart, because when you hear the stories of these true Gursikhs, he said the Guru truly comes to you. We want to become like this. Sangat ji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji has left Sri Harmandir Sahib. Bring this now into your minds. Guru Arjan Dev Ji is with 5 Gursikhs. Bhai Pirana is with Guru Arjan Dev Ji. Bhai Bidhi Chand is with Guru Arjan Dev Ji as well. Bhai Ardas Ji is with Guru Arjan Dev Ji as well. Guru Arjan Dev Ji ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ Sri Harmandir Sahib ਤੋਂ ਤੁਰੇ ਨੇ. ਸੰਗਤਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਸਾਡੇ ਘਰਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਕੇ ਚਰਨ ਪਾਓ. Guru Arjan Dev Ji ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜੀ Sri ਗੋਇੰਦਵਾਲ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਪਹੁੰਚਦੇ ਨੇ. They reach Sri ਗੋਇੰਦਵਾਲ ਸਾਹਿਬ. They went and matha tekya, went and bowed down in that place that Guru Amardas Ji had established in Goindwal Sahib, but then they carried on. But as they carried on, the sun is now setting. Suraj chepdaya. Goindwal Sahib to ture ne Guru Arjan Dev Ji paach de naal 5 Gursikh ne, and they've just gone out 4 to 5 miles outside west, Pacham wal west of Goindwal Sahib. Uthe ek pind hai, there's a pind called Khanpura. But when they reach there, raat pੈ ਗਈ ਆ, ਠੰਡੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਦਿਨ ਆ, it's cold. It's cold, the ਮੀਂਹ ਪੈਣ ਲੱਗ ਪਿਆ, it starts to rain. Bhai Bidhi Chand said, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, ਸਾਤੋਂ ਚੱਲਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਸਾਤੋਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂਦਾ, we can't see. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹਰਮੰਦਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੈਠੇ with canopies, it's raining, we haven't even got the canopy, you're getting wet. Let's go and ask at somebody's house. It was a village full of Pathans, full of Afghans. Maharaj ਕਹਿੰਦੇ Bidhi Chand ਬੈਠਾ ਰਹਿ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਪਰਮੇਸ਼ਰ ਨੇ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਬਸ ਉੱਥੇ ਬਹਿ ਜੀ. He goes, wherever God has put us, just sit there. Oh, let's sit here and let's sing the praises of God. Bhai Bidhi Chand said, no Maharaj, let me go and ask someone. They went round, everyone refused. Bhai Bidhi Chand came back, said, Maharaj ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ, ਬਹਿ ਜਾ, it's okay. I know everyone refused. Sit down. ਕਹਿੰਦੇ Maharaj, where will we stay the night? Maharaj ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਪਤਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਕਿਉਂ ਆਏ? They said, what do you guys know why I've come here today? Maharaj said, follow me. Maharaj stand up and they go deeper into the jungles. Maharaj go deeper into the jungles. It's night time. The sun has set and they go and sit outside of this little hut made out of straw. Maharaj sits there and Maharaj starts to sing what? They said, Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru. They said, Japo Gursikho, Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru. Naam japte gaye. They're reciting Vaheguru. Somebody comes towards that house. Oh, chapdi wal koi aaya. Somebody came, apni chapdi wal, maaf karna, towards his hut. There's somebody coming, and you can hear it. The leaves are moving, and he shouts out, kuch desta nahi nera, it's dark, and he said kaun hai ithe baitha is samay raat de samay? Guru Arjan Dev Ji Paatsh ji kende Hemaya naale sanu tu awaza marda naale hun puchda kaun hai? Guru Arjan Dev Ji Paatsh ji said kende Hema, you sit in your house and you cry out for me to come, and now you're asking me who is it? Hemaya tu mainu puchda kaun hai? Bhai Hema Ji deg ke नानक गरीब टह पिया द्वारे हर मेल लिहो वडियाई कोई आन मलावै मेरा प्रीतम प्यारा हों तिस पे आप बचाई दर्शन हर देखण के ताई कृपा करे ता सतगुर मेले हर हर नाम धियाई. I'll do anything, oh my Guru, if you are to unite me with Vaheguru. Bhai Hema Ji said, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, you've come here to this poor, I've got nothing, I've got this little hut, you've come to me. Guru Arjan Dev Ji said, you're going to keep me out in this rain. Aren't you going to take me inside of your home? And he said, Maharaj, home? My roof's leaking. It's made out of straw. Maharaj kende chal Hemaya, tu sanu andar nahi le jauna? Bhai Hema used to sit in his hut and he used to say, oh Guru Arjan Dev Ji, Gareeb Nawaz Sache Paatshah, मैं गरीब हाँ, मैं अमृतसर नहीं आ सकता, मेरे कोल कोई भेटा नहीं आप जी नूं देण वास्ते. I've got no offerings to put before you. I can't come to Amritsar. Maharaj, there's kings at your door. मैं किवें आऊंगा तुहाडे कोल? But Bhai Hema used to sit and used to cry out, hey Guru Arjan Dev Ji Paatshah, is gareeb nu maran to pehla, before I die, bless me with your darshan, bless me with your vision. And Guru Arjan Dev Ji came to his house. And Sangat Ji, it doesn't matter where you're sitting. You know, when you cry for the Guru like that, when you cry for the Sangat like that, the Guru will send you something, someone. Sangat Ji, there's a couple in Poland. They live by the border. They reached out to me. They said, Bhai Sahib, they said, we've got no Sangat. They said there's 10 Punjabi families in where we live, 2 Sikh families. They said we got 0 Sangat. Our mental health is declining. We don't know what to do. They said, what shall we do? I said, ask your heart what you should do. We spoke again the following week. They said, Bhai Sahib, what should we do? What is it? I said, you tell me, what is it you want? They said, we should move from here. I said, no, before you think about moving, I said, put your hands together. And I said, beg Guru Granth Sahib Ji, beg Guru Sahib Ji to give you Sangat, to give you Sangat. I said, don't try and work out how that's going to happen. And they thought, all right, we're going to sell the house, we're going to move from here, we're going to do all of this. Sangat Ji, you know, the following week, because of Russia invading Ukraine, the following week, they hadn't done Sangat for years of Gursikhs. They did that Ardas. The following week, somebody knocked on their door because they found out there's Gursikhs that live in this town and we need help from this town. They found out, guess who knocked on their door? Bhai Ravi Singh from Khalsa Aid. Their home became a base to help at the border for those women that have been walking 30 miles that are pregnant to cross the border and to take to the hospital. If you ask with Ada to Ada Antarjami, Rara Rakhan Hara, to Dada Den Wala, Dada Data Ek Hai, to Sassa Samarpat, you completely surrender yourself and you do an Ardas, it won't take long, I promise you. Guru Arjan Dev Ji went into their house, into Bhai Hema's house. He had his own grinding mill. He didn't, whatever grains he would have left over from somebody else's crops of wheat, he would bring them home, he'd grind them. He'd make 3 prashade a day, he'd eat 1, he'd take out 2, because he'd say, if somebody passes this jungle, I'll feed them with these 2 prashade, I'll get by with 1 a day. All he could make was 3. That's it. He made those 3 prashade, handed them to Guru Arjan Dev Ji. And Guru Arjan Dev Ji Padshah Ji split those prashade, gave them to all the Gursikhs. Saare ne beh ke prashada shakya Bhai Hema Ji de ghar vich. Guru Arjan Dev Ji kehinde jal le ke ao, bring some water. Kehinde Maharaj ji ithe jal ta bahut dur hai. Maharaj kehinde nahi. Kehinde bahar chal. Went outside. There's a big stone there. Maharaj said to the Gursikhs, come here, ithe ao, move this stone. They moved that big stone and a fountain of water came from the ground. Uthe pani kaddiya Maharaj ne. Maharaj ne pani pita. Bhai Hema de hathon prashada shakya. Dusra din aaya. The second day came. Because I tell you what, Bhai Jagraj Singh, his heart constantly cried out for the Guru. And look how much Sangat came to him. You don't know what form the Guru is going to come to you in, but you've got to have that faith inside and beg. The next day came. Maharaj said, Kende Sikho chaliye, let's go. And Bhai Hema said, Maharaj, you know everything. I've only got 3 days left and I'm going to leave this world. मैं अरदास कीती सी, महाराज अंतला समा तुसी मेरा संभाल लो. महाराज मेरे 3 दिन रह गए आ, because Gurmukhs that connected they know. कहंदे महाराज मेरे शरीर नू कोई मोटा देने वाला नहीं हैगा. Nobody is there to give a shoulder to my body. कहंदे महाराज मैं हुण इस संसार नू छड्ड के जाना आ. महाराज तुसी मेरे कोल रहो. महाराज किसी ने मेरे शरीर नू मोटा नहीं सी देना, पर महाराज अज तुसी मेरे सीस नू तुसी मैनू गोडा दे दो. महाराज give me your laps, give me your knee. Nobody was going to give me the shoulder to carry this dead body, but Maharaj, I want to leave my body in your laps. Maharaj कोई मोटा देण वाला नहीं, पर महाराज तुसी अज ये सिर नू मैनू तुसी अपना गोटा दे दो. Give me your laps so I can breathe my last. Maharaj ji sat in that hut. कहंदे गुरसिखो आओ कीर्तन करिए. महाराज जी ने कीर्तन किया. महाराज जी sang बस्ता टूटी झुंपड़ी चीर सब छिन्ना. Sangat ji, I've got this shabad printed out and it's on my office desk. Because these are the Gursikhs that we want to become like. Maharaj ji sang in his home. Maharaj sang Basta Tuti Chumpadi Cheer Sab. It's in Jat Sri ki war. Basta Tuti. This, you know your house, it's broken. Yes, I know that the rain is seeping through. Tutti tutti ya tedi. Aha, basta tutti chumpadi tedi jedi chumpadi ya. Basta tutti chumpadi cheer sab chinna. I know your cheer means your clothes. Chinna fate hoye ya tere kapade. Your clothes are ripped. Jaat na pat na adro udyan par bina jaat. The world say that you have got a low caste. Tenu kende ya teri neemi jaat hai, tere lage nahi koi lagda. Nobody comes near you because they say you've got a low caste. Jaat na pat. You've got no honor in this world. Jaat na pat na adro. You've got no respect. Jaat na pat na adro udyan par minna. You wandering in these jungles. Mitar na it. You've got no friends. It. You've got no lover. Mitar na it. Tan, roopheen. You've got no wealth. You haven't got the looks. This is what you think of yourself. This is how the world sees you. Tan roophin, kichh saak na sinna, you've got no relatives. There's nobody there by you. But Guru Arjan Dev Ji Paatsh Ji doing Kirtan karte hoye with a dil ruba. Maharaj pata ki kende? Kende Hemya, par main tenu dassa, menu tu keho jiha lagda. Shall I tell you what you are? That's what you are to the world. Let me tell you what you are to me. And Guru Arjan Dev Ji Paatsh Ji said, Raja Sagalee Sristt Kaa, you're the king of this world. Raja Sagalee Sristt Kaa har Naam man Bhinaa, because your heart is drenched in the name of God. You've got no ego. Bhai Hema, you think that lower of yourself? Tiski Tood man Uddare. Guru Arjan Dev Ji said, they said to the Guru Sikhs that are sitting there, Kende Gursikho Tiski Tood, if you are to get the dust of his feet, Tiski Tood man Uddare, you will be saved. Prabh hoye so prasanna, Kende Hemya tere naal Rab khoshya. Sangat ji, we might not have these worldly possessions, we might not have all of these things, but we want to have that name in our hearts. The third day came, and he lied in the laps of Guru Arjan Dev Ji. Guru Arjan Dev Ji continued to sing. They said, Jithe naam japiye prab pyare, se asthil soin chobare. Guru Arjan Dev Ji sang another shabad. They said, Jithe naam japiye prab pyare. Can they listen? Can they, where you meditate on the name of God, say asthil soin chobare, can they, these places, these chobare, these little huts, can they, these are equivalent to gold for me. And he breathed his last in the laps of Guru Arjan Dev Ji. Unne apne akheerle saah Guru Arjan Dev Ji de pattan vich laya, goad vich laya. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Paatsh Ji ne aap sanskar kita. Guru Arjan Dev Ji themselves lit fire to the wood for his body. Guru Arjan Dev Ji Paatsh Ji themselves read Sohela Sahib. He was sitting in a hut with nothing, no friends, no lover. Sometimes we feel lonely in our lives. But if you cry out, I'm telling you, the Sangat will be there for you. The Guru will be there for you in some form. That's what Jagraj Singh had. He had what Bhai Hema had. And you know what? And I thought about, why did this resonate with Jagraj Singh so much? Because that is Jagraj Singh. Bhai Hema is the story of Jagraj Singh. Aao padhiye. Let's sing this Shabad Sangat Ji.
Raja Sagalee Sristt Kaa, har naam man Bhinaa. 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 Tiski tood man udhare, tiski tood man तिसकी धूड़ मन उधरे, तिसकी धूड़ मन उधरे. प्रभु होए सो प्रसन्न, प्रभु होए सो प्रसन्न. राजा सगली सृष्ट का, har naam man Bhinaa. Raja Sagalee Sristt Kaa, har naam man Bhinaa. सगली सृष्ट का हर नाम मन भिन्ना
राजा सगली सृष्ट का हर नाम मन भिन्ना
बस्ता टूटी चुंपड़ी
बस्ता टूटी चुंपड़ी
बस्ता टूटी चुंपड़ी
बस्ता टूटी चुंपड़ी
चीर सब छिन्ना चीर सब छिन्ना
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 जात ना पत ना आदरो
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 उदयान प्रमिन्ना उदयान प्रमिन्ना
उदयान प्रमिन्ना उदयान प्रमिन्ना
मित्र ना इठ तन रूपहीन
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 किछ साक ना सिन्ना किछ साक ना सिन्ना किछ
साक न सिन्ना किछ साक न सिन्ना
किछ साक ना सिन्ना किछ साक ना सिन्ना
किछ साक न सिन्ना किछ साक न सिन्ना
राजा राजा
राजा
राजा
राजा
राजा सगली सृष्ट का हर नाम मन भिन्ना
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 राजा राजा राजा
इसकी धूड़ मन उतरे
प्रभु होए सुप्रसन्ना, प्रभु होए
सुप्रसन्ना,
प्रभु होए सुप्रसन्ना,
प्रभु होए सो प्रसन्ना।
तिसकी धूड़, तिसकी धूड़,
ओ तिसकी धूड़,
तिसकी
धूड़,
तिसकी धूड़, तिसकी धूड़,
ओ तिसकी धूड़, तिसकी धूड़।
सानू धूड़ बना दे रफायो नामी, जेड़े तेरा नाम जपदे। सानू धूड़ बना दे रफायो नादी, जेड़े तेरा नाम जपदे।
ओ सानू धूड़ बना दे रब्बा ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੋ ਰੱਬਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ।
सानू धूड़ बना दे रब्बायो नादी, ओ रब्बायो नादी, जेड़े तेरा नाम जपदे। सानू धूड़ बना दे रब्बायो नादी, जेड़े तेरा नाम जपदे।
ओ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰੱਬਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ। ਓ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰੱਬਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ। ਓਹੋ
ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰੱਬਾ, ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ, ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰੱਬਾ, ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ, ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰੱਬਾ, ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ, ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰੱਬਾ, ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ, ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰੱਬਾ, ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ, ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰੱਬਾ, ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ, ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰੱਬਾ, ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ, ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰੱਬਾ, ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ, ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰੱਬਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜੀ, ਰੱਬਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰੱਬਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰੱਬਾ, ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰੱਬਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ। ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ ਜੀ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ।
ਓ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ ਜੀ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ।
ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ ਜੀ ਰੱਬਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ।
ਓ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ, ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ।
ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ ਜੀ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ।
ਓ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ ਜੀ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ।
ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ ਜੀ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ।
ਓ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ,
ਤੇਰਾ
ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ।
ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰੱਬਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰੱਬਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰੱਬਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ। ਸਾਨੂੰ
ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰੱਬਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ।
ਸਾਨੂੰ ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰੱਬਾ, ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰੱਬਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰੱਬਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ।
ਸਾਨੂੰ ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ ਰੱਬਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ।
ਸਾਨੂੰ
ਧੂੜ ਬਣਾ ਦੇ
ਰੱਬਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਜਪਦੇ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ।
ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਪਛਾਤਾ ਸੱਚ ਚੁੰਮਾ ਪੈਰ ਮੂੰਹ, ਸੱਚ ਇਹ ਆ ਜਦੋਂ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹੇ ਗੁਰਮੁਖ ਕਿਤੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਣ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤਾਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਕੇਵਲ ਪੈਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਚੁੰਮੀਏ. When we meet such gurmukhs like this in our life, is to kiss their feet. Bhagat Farid Ji says that those that have recognized the truth, those that have completely given themselves, given us so much. आओ प्यारिओ आनंद साहिब पढ़िए. सारे ने गज बज के बोलना अरदास नाल आपां फिर सारे ने नाल सांझ पाउणी प्यारी.
राम कली महला तीजा आनंद को ओंकार सतगुर प्रसाद. आनंद पया मेरी माए सतगुरु मैं पाया. सतगुर का पाया सहज सेती मन बलिया. राग रतन परवार परिया शब्द का बनाइया. शब्दों का गावो हरि केरा मन जिनी बसाया. आनंद हो सतगुरु मैं पाया. ए मन मेरे तू सदा रहो हर नाल रहो. तू मन मेरे दुख सब विसारना. अंगीकारो करे मेरा कारज सब सवार. सपना समराथ स्वामी सो क्यों मनो विसारे. नानक धन मेरे सदा रहो हर नाल. साहिबा प्यार नहीं करते करता तेरे सब किछ है जिस दे सो पावे. सदा सिफ्त सलाह तेरी नाम मन वसावे. नाम जिनके मन बसया वाजे शब्द मेरे. कहे नानक सच्चे साहिब ओ क्या नहीं करते रे. साचा नाम मेरा आधार. नाम आधार मेरा जिन भुखा सब गवाइया. सुख मन आए बसिया जिन इच्छा सब पुजाइया. सदा कुर्बान किता गुरु बिट हो जिस दियां ए वडियाइया. कहे नानक सुनो हो संतो शब्द तरो प्यारो. साचा नाम मेरा गावो पंच शब्द तित घर सवादे कर सवादे कराज करतारिया. पंच दूत उदवास कीते काल कंटक मारिया. हो सगल मनोरथ पूरे पाया सगल विसूरे. आप उतरे सुनी सच्ची वाणी. से पूरे गुरु की जानी. सुनते पुनीते देव वित सतगुर रहा भरपूरे. नान गुर चारण लागे बाजे लोक पवन गुरु पाणी. माता धरत महत दिवस रात रोयदाई गया मिले सगल जग. और जंगियाइयां बुरियाइयां वाजे धर्म दूर. करनिया को अपनी के नेड़े के दूर. जिनी नाम ते आया के मसाकत पार. नानक दे मुख केती छूटी नाल. जिंदी नाम ते आया देव संगत काल. नानक दे मुख उजले केती छूटी. बोलो वाहेगुरु जी का खालसा. वाहेगुरु जी की फतेह. 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 वाहेगुरु जी का खालसा. वाहेगुरु जी की फतेह.
देख देख
फतेह.
देख देख
फतेह.
बात की
जीत.
बात की
जीत.
राज करेगा.
खालसा.
राज करेगा.
खालसा.
खुशियों का जकारा बुलावे ना हाल हो जा.